ERi-TV news broadcast crew and I, Delayed Sahaya, are now for your daily news briefing up until local time. But first, let us catch up with the major headlines. Eritrea participating at the Global Climate Change Conference. 5th Congress of Youth Workers in Galeb Subzone. U.S. Security Council lifts arms embargo on Somalia's government. And Russia boosts the size of armed forces by 170,000 troops. On our local news, senior Eritrean delegation led by Mr. Tesfaye ገብረስላሴ, Minister of Land, Water and Environment, is participating at the United Nations 28th Global Climate Change Conference that was convened in Dubai from 30th November. Beginning at the session from 1st December, deliberations regarding practical political steps that should be taken in conduct sustained action to save the planet from man-made climate change are being presented in the presence of the leaders and representatives of states and governments. Minister Tesfaye will make a remark during the occasion outlining the Eritrean government's position on tackling the reversing climate change. Similarly, on December 3rd, the Eritrean delegation will discuss Eritrea's experience mitigating the effects of the climate change. At the global conference that will convene until 12 December, tens of thousands of leaders and representatives of states and governments, as well as experts from all around the world, are taking part. At the 3rd Congress, the Youth Workers Organization conducted in Galeb Subzone on 26 November, they expressed their readiness to strengthen organizational capacity and participation in the national affairs. At the Congress held in Galeb Semi-Urban Center, Mr. Yemane Mebratu, administrator of the subzone, commending the activities conducted by the Executive Committee of the Youth Workers Organization in cooperation with partners, and called on the participants of the Congress to review already implemented activities and develop a workable plan for the future. According to the report presented at the Congress, programs including construction of youth centers, organizing tour of historical sites, strengthening organizational capacity of students and youth, as well as expansion of youth organizations to the level of administrations have been conducted. The participants conducted extensive discussion on the issues that was raised at the Congress and adopted various recommendations, including for the strong effort in upholding of societal values and nationalism and developing female school participation. Indicating that the activities being carried out in the subzone are encouraging, Mr. Azazi Barakhatab, head of the union branch in the subzone region, Ansaba region called on the elective executive committee to work hard for the implementation of the union's program. Task forces with a view to oversee the efforts to control the prevalence of diseases due to the lack of iodine has been established in the southern region at a meeting organized in Mandafara on 3rd November. At the meeting that was conducted under the theme Universal Addition of Iodine in Salt, Mr. Alam Araya, head of the Standards Institutions of Eritrea, gave briefing on the benefits of iodine for human and animals salt production in Eritrea, the effects of iodine deficiency, and mean to address shortage of iodine. Mr. Alam continued stating that Standards Institution of Eritrea was given jurisdiction by proclaiming number 75/1995 overseas standards in 1997. The institutions mandated all the salt of human and animal use to be iodized, and processors of salt were required to comply. The participants demanded the creation of salt producers organization, appropriate consumer goods, merchants oversight, and implementation of long-term public awareness campaigns. Dr. Emmanuel Mhretab, the head of the Ministry of Health branch in the southern region, emphasized the significance of working to limit the pre-occurrence of diseases due to the lack of iodine, and called for appropriate attention to being paid to building public understanding. Dear viewers, we'll be back with the international news shortly. Stay tuned. Welcome back. The United Nations Security Council unanimously voted on Friday to remove the final restriction on weapons deliveries to Somalia's government and its security forces more than 30 years after an armed embargo was first imposed on the country. The Council put an embargo on Somalia in 1992 to cut the flow of weapons in battling warlords who has ousted dictator Mohammed Said Barre and implanted the Horn Africa's countries into civil war. The 15-member body adopted two British-drafted resolutions, one to remove the full arms embargo on Somalia and another to impose an arms embargo on an al-Qaeda-linked al-Shabaab militants. The resolution lifting the arms embargo spells for the avoidance of doubt that there is no arms embargo on the governments of the Federal Republic of Somalia. It also expressed concern about the number of safe ammunition storage facilities in Somalia and encouraged the construction of reestablishment and use of safe ammunition depots across Somalia. It urged other countries to help. On our last news, Russian President Vladimir Putin has ordered the country's military to increase the maximum number of troops by nearly 170,000 people as Moscow's invasion of Ukraine continues into its 22nd month. Putin's decree was released on Kremlin on Friday and took forces immediately. It brings the strength of the armed forces 1.32 million reservist personnel and increased the overall number of Russian military personnel to about 2.2 million. It said that the order does not simply any significant expansion of conscription and that the increase would happen gradually by recruiting more volunteers. Former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev, now Deputy Chairman Russia's Security Council, said on Friday that more than 452,000 people were recruited to the military under the contract from 1st January to December 1st, 2023. This is the second such expansion of the army since 2018. The previous boost, 137,000 troops ordered by Putin in August 2022, put the military's numbers at about 2 million personnel and about 1.15 million troops. Dear viewers, we've come to the end of tonight's news. Let's have a quick recap of the headlines. Eritrea participating at the Global Climate Change Conference. Fifth Congress of Youth Workers in Galep Subzone. U.S. Security Council lifts arms embargo on Somalia's government. Russia boosts size of the armed forces by 170,000 troops. That is all of our local and international news. Dear viewers, thanks for watching and have a good night.